welcome to Moving Well. This morning we're going to be doing a combination chair and floor exercise, and we're still on the theme of breathing. We have been working on a breathing theme, doing lessons that improve our lung capacity, and it isn't like our lungs are the size they are, but what limits them is the chronic muscular contractions that we have in our torso and our abdominals and so on. So the more we free that up, good idea. The more we free up where we have the constrictions, then the air is allowed to fill our lungs more, and therefore we get more oxygen. So, so continuing along those lines, I decided to pull this out. I know I've talked about this book before. Did you get it?
I did. Yep.
All right, great. Have you found it helpful? Okay, this Relaxercise book is Feldenkrais lessons and NeuroMovement lessons. And, I started out wanting to give you refresher lessons. And I haven't been able to follow through on that. That's not my strong suit, obviously. But I told you that my peak typing speed in high school was 45 words a minute. So that's not. That's ultimately what sent me to the university for nursing. So the process of getting where you need to be. Anyway, these are awesome lessons, and they have pictures, and they have short descriptions. And what I would recommend is, if you're willing to get this book, doing any of the lessons in here, applying the 9 essentials. And if you do them like you're doing an exercise, you're not going to get any benefit. But anything that you apply the essentials to, where you start paying attention to what you sense and what you feel, and moving slowly, will have an impact. So if you were to get this book, I went on Amazon at $16.50, and they even have used ones for $3-4. So, and I have a Prime membership, so I don't have shipping. So if anybody wants to put some orders together, anyway. So that I'm recommending that because we lay on the floor and we do the lessons and we have these big changes, and there is a tendency to go back to your habits. And the more you do any kind of movement applying the essentials, it makes a difference and continues to make changes in your brain. And the more we do it, the more the changes happen and the more they last. So, and you have to, at our ages, we are dealing with a lot of years of habits. So it's amazing what can happen. Yes?
How do I find out what the essentials are?
I have a sheet that I will give you.
Okay. She whispers us on them.
So it basically, when you use the essentials, you're actually speaking the language of your brain, which means, and we develop just like babies did, and how they evolved in their function and movement. And it's simply, really slowing down and really paying attention to what you sense and feel. Do the movements really slowly and pay attention to what happens right, where you're moving as well as in the rest of yourself. Just all you have to do is pay attention to what you feel and let yourself be curious, interested. And we can often be critical of ourselves when we're doing movement lessons, and we can think we're doing it wrong. And I think I've shared that through at least the first year of the training, I was sure I was doing everything wrong, but there isn't a wrong, really. But it took me a long time to learn to slow down. So it's slowing down, paying attention to what you sense and feel, let yourself be curious and try variations, subtle little changes, differences in how you move. All right, so we're going to start out. You can stay in the chair if you want to. This lesson is adaptable to that. The last few movements that we'll be doing, we will be in the chair. But if you're open to starting on the floor, go ahead and lay on the floor, lay on your back. And you'll want to take your glasses off. Might want to put them up on the counter. And the reason that I have you take your glasses off is because if you,
Eyes are an extension of our brain.
yes.
My brain is blind. Are you trying to be the star people?
My eyes want coffee.
Your eyes want coffee. We can,
It's in the other room.
yeah. That will be your reward after class. All right. All right, so we start out just paying attention to how we're in contact with the floor. The mat's probably cold too, it's been in my trunk. So if you're okay that way, start, at least lay flat to start. Now you're going to want a little bit more under your head. Oh, and if you, with something under your knees? Okay, I'll remember that. I'll bring up. Okay. All right. During the lessons, we put head support so that your forehead and your chin are on an even keel. That puts your spine in alignment. Okay. And so you're close to that right now. And I think if we put this towel here, let's just try with the towel first.
Just a towel alone?
Yeah, let's just try that first. How does that feel?
Good.
Okay.
Very good.
All right, that's good. I'm glad you're comfortable. So, all right. All right, so take a couple minutes just to notice what gets your attention. What parts feel like you're resting on the floor, what parts are not. Where are there spaces? If you need to bend your knees to be comfortable, go ahead and do that. Because if we're in pain, then our brain is busy attending to the pain, and it's not available for the new learning. So we always want to stay comfortable. So notice things like the way your two heels are resting on the floor. Notice the direction your toes are pointing. And then just gently scan from your right heel through your lower leg to your knee, noticing the contact with the floor, what the leaning points are, from your knee to your hip joint. And then do the same thing with your left leg, from your left heel through your lower leg to your knee, from your knee to your hip joint. Then feel the way the two sides of your pelvis are resting on the floor. Is one side heavier than the other? Then bring your attention to your tailbone, which is at the very base of your sacrum, that flat bone in the middle of your pelvis. And scan from your tailbone up through your sacrum to your low back area. And then just continue on through your spine, your low back area. And then you come to the mid-back where your ribs start attaching to your spine. And then on up between your shoulder blades. Feel your right shoulder blade, your left shoulder blade. And right at the base of your neck. And then continue through your neck vertebra to the base of your head, base of your skull. Feel the weight of your head. Does it feel light as a feather or heavy as a bowling ball or something in between? Notice your right arm on the floor, your left arm on the floor. Notice what's similar and what's different between your right arm and your left arm. Now, as we start the movements, go ahead and bend your knees, stand your feet, and you'll want your feet about hip width apart, so your knees and your feet are about hip width apart. You might want to bring yours together a little bit, is that still comfortable for you? Does it feel like they stand easily there?
Yes.
Okay, that's what you want to pay attention to. You want to be comfortable, and you don't have to be working hard to keep them there.
I'm out of whack in that area, so that's why I'm here.
Okay, okay, just remember to do everything really small and use your imagination. It's really powerful to imagine a move a few times because that gives our brain huge information. It gives our brain information for potential. And now, just pay attention to your inhalation and your exhalation for a few moments as you're lying there. Now, when you inhale, when you breathe in, slowly draw your lower belly, your lower abdomen in as you breathe in, and let it move out as you exhale. And just do normal breathing. Don't breathe more deeply than usual. We want to get a sense of where are we right now, where we're starting. So feel how your chest is expanding as you inhale. Or is it expanding? Where do you feel the movement the most when you expand? Is it up in your chest? Is it mid-chest? Is it more in your belly? And continue, just breathing gently and easily, and follow the movement of the air as it passes through your nose and fills your chest. And be sure to let your face be relaxed, your jaw relaxed, your neck, your shoulders, your legs. Often we hold tension in areas that don't need to be involved in a function, and this is one of them. Now continue to inhale normally, but while you're exhaling, slowly push the air down so that your lower belly expands, your lower abdomen expands, becomes rounder and larger. And just rest your hands on your lower belly, your lower abdomen, and feel it expanding. Now notice when you inhale, what happens? What happens in your chest? What happens in your belly? And when you exhale, what happens in your chest? Does anything happen in your chest? Does your chest get smaller or flatter? Notice, does one side of your lower belly expand more than the other? notice, do you feel any subtle changes happening while you're doing this? Now, this time start while you're inhaling. Slowly draw your lower abdomen in and expand your chest. And then while exhaling, slowly expand your lower belly and let your chest flatten. Do I need to repeat that? Okay. So while you inhale, drawing the air in, slowly draw in, pull in your lower abdomen and expand your chest. So when you inhale, your belly comes in, you expand your chest. And then while you exhale, you slowly expand your lower belly and let your chest flatten. And let it be, gentle breathing, just not forcing anything. And just go slowly so that you can relax your shoulders. Notice if you're holding any tension in your shoulders or in your legs, your stomach, your feet. And as you continue to breathe in and out, do you feel kind of a seesaw movement of your chest and abdomen? Or a teeter-totter movement of your abdomen. Notice, does your chest seem to expand in all directions? Does it seem to expand forward and backward and side left to right? Or does it seem to expand more in one direction than the other? Or in other words, is there any restriction in any area? And then let that go. Just lengthen your legs and rest for a moment. And the rest periods are time to notice anything that's different. Did anything change in your contact with the floor? Or with the sense of quiet? Often in these lessons, one of the things we notice is that the chatter inside ourselves diminishes and things just kind of settle down, quiet down. And then bend your knees again. Now, listen to the whole instruction before you begin. Now, when you inhale, slowly draw in your lower abdomen and try to breathe into the right side of your chest. So you're thinking of the right side of your chest inflating, and then while exhaling, push the air down and into the left side of your lower abdomen. So that's a diagonal. So you're breathing into the right side of your chest, and then exhaling and flattening that part of your chest and inflating the left side of your lower abdomen. So this is a diagonal seesaw movement. So as you inhale, pay attention to the right side of your chest, and as you exhale, pay attention to the left side of your lower abdomen. And again, put your hands on your lower abdomen so you can feel the left side expanding more than the right. And this is a great place to use your imagination, to imagine the air going to the right quadrant of your chest and then moving and then the left side of your lower abdomen expanding. So the actual movement can be real gentle. And notice if you're imagining it, you can actually imagine a larger expansion than you may initially feel. And what's interesting is that often as we imagine a larger expansion, there tends to be more air going to that area. And then let that go. Slowly lengthen your legs and rest. And if you want to lengthen your legs just long enough to feel any difference, then feel free to bend them again. Don't stay in any pain. And now just feel the difference between the right and left sides of your chest. Do you feel a difference? Yes, no? Feel the difference between the right and left sides of your lower abdomen. Do you feel the difference there? Give me a high sign if you feel a difference. Okay. All right. Okay, now bend your knees again. Now, this time, while inhaling, you can probably guess what we're going to do. While inhaling, you're going to slowly draw in your lower abdomen and breathe into the left side of your chest. So you're going to be inflating the left side of your chest. And then when you exhale, you're going to push the air down and into the right side of your lower abdomen. So we're doing the opposite diagonal. Can you feel a slight diagonal movement from your left shoulder to your right hip? I can feel my brain going. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. It's waking up parts. Yeah. Right. And pay attention. Are you holding any unnecessary tension any place in yourself? If so, can you let it go? Often when we're focusing intently on doing a particular thing, we inadvertently hold tension in parts of ourselves.
I have to invoke some small lateral movements or just internal movements in my whole spine and pelvis and different stuff.
Interesting. It's interesting that one side's different than the other, isn't it? So that's a great place to, just pause and use your imagination. Imagine one area inflating, and then the other area inflating as the first place deflates. And let it be gentle, let it be subtle. We're used to, in regular exercise, that we push ourselves, where our intention is totally different than what we're doing right now. So as you inhale, pay attention to the left side of your chest. As you exhale, pay attention to the right side of your lower abdomen. And notice, can you tell what part of your spine the air moves, the breathing crosses? This is easier, what? Could be. Could well be. Could well be. It's interesting to notice those things, though. And when we notice things like that and pay attention, it has an impact, just like little kids thrive on attention. Could I use one of your towels? She needs a little more. Or maybe I can fold hers different. I want to lift your head up just a little bit here. Let's see how that is. I'd like just a little more height. Thanks. Let's try this and see. Okay, see what that is. Okay, let me try one more and see if it's better or worse. I'm going to fold this in half and try that and see if that's better or worse.
It's worse.
Okay, see, you get close. Okay, try that now. How's that? Good? Okay. All right, go ahead and stop and rest. Lengthen your legs. And again, it's not that you're working so hard you need a rest, but it's time to pay attention to what's different. What gets your attention now? And now we're going to transition to the chairs. So, before you start, I want you to imagine how you're going to very slowly roll to your side and slowly come to sit and slowly find your way to standing. Imagine it a few times. And then when you're ready, go ahead and do that in actuality. And when you sit, move your mat away so that your feet are on the floor.
That hit me. Sorry. I did.
You think she's sorry? Just move you back so you've got more. Let's move your towels so you have foot room. Yeah.
She's making me a wide path.
That's right. That's right. I want you to have no interference. Down there we go. And move you over just a little bit because you're going to be coming forward on your chair. Oh, that's
So
not,
why do you
why?
take this?
It's the.
You have charter, it's on 191. 8 o'clock in the morning, right?
Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay, so come to the forward part of your chair so your sit bones are securely there. No, you keep your glasses off. And the reason is because your eyes are extensions of your brain, and we're working with our brain, and when we have our glasses on, it tends to hold them to an old pattern. So,
That makes total sense.
isn't that lovely that it makes sense? Okay, so now you're forward enough so that your sit bones are securely on the chair, but you're able to have some movement this way. Okay. You look pretty good. All right, now, with this one, you start with your head hanging down. So your chin rests, no, don't force it, but so your chin just rests somewhere near your chest. And and now as you're breathing, you're inhaling, slowly drawing your lower abdomen in, expanding your chest. So, did you need something? Okay, all right. Okay, so let your hands just rest on your knees. Your hands just rest on your knees. And so you inhale, slowly drawing your lower abdomen in, expanding your chest. And then when you exhale, slowly expand your lower belly and let your chest flatten. And notice when you exhale, does your entire body tend to sink down a little bit? And when you inhale, your body rises up a little bit. So be sure that your hands are just resting on your knees, that you're not bracing yourself. They're just... And now, while inhaling, slowly draw in your lower abdomen and lift your head to look up towards the ceiling. And while exhaling, slowly expand your lower belly and lower your head to look down. So you're coordinating movement with your breathing. So as you inhale, slowly draw in your lower belly and slowly lift your head to look up. And then while exhaling, slowly expand your lower belly and lower your head to look down. And now I'm going to tweak this just a little bit. As you're going to be doing the same thing, but now this time, as you begin to inhale, let your eyes look up so that they kind of lead your head going up. Does that make sense? Let your eyes look up, taking your head up, and then as you exhale, let your eyes look down and bring your head down. Remember I said our eyes are extensions of our brain? So when we do, and it may seem like subtle movements, but you want to do it really gently. I mean, even let your eyeballs move gently. Especially let your eyeballs move gently because they have a profound impact on our brain. So your chest rises and lowers as your head moves up and down. Can you feel your spine moving? When you inhale, your back arches. When you exhale, your back rounds. So you're multitasking. You're coordinating your eyes and you're coordinating your breathing. No stretching, no straining, just totally in the range of ease. And then just come back to neutral and pause a moment. And just come back to neutral. And let yourself just breathe easily, noticing what is it like right now. Notice where you feel the air going as you inhale and exhale. And now, this time, you're going to cross your arms so that your right hand's on your left ribs and your left hand's on your right ribs. Well, you've got ribs going all the way around you, so wherever you... Okay. Okay, so now, while inhaling, draw in your lower abdomen and expand your chest. So you're inhaling, bringing in your abdomen, expanding your chest. And get that? So now, again, as you inhale, draw in your abdomen, expand your chest, and lift your head to look up. Now remember, your head's attached to your whole spine, so use your whole spine to look up. And just go in the range of ease. And then, as your back arches, you look up. And then while exhaling, expand your lower belly, let your chest flatten, and lower your head to look down and round your back. So bring your whole spine from your tailbone all the way to the base of your head into your picture. So that while you look up, your entire spine arches. And then as you look down, your entire spine rounds. And remember to inhale and exhale as you're doing that. So you're inhaling as you look up, exhaling as you look down. And your whole, you have to free your belly. Let your belly be free so that your back can arch. Notice if you push your belly out, how that helps your lower back to arch. So when you're looking up, push that belly out. Arch your back and look up. Pardon?
I thought we were drawing in our belly when we inhale, looking up.
You are. but normally when you want to arch your spine, you're pushing your belly out. That's why I have my directions right in front of me, because keeping right and left, and that's a good thing somebody does. There's security in that, you know. Make sure your face is relaxed. Notice if you're holding any tension in your face, your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, your belly. Now notice, does embracing yourself like that limit the movement of your chest? Do you feel any rocking on your pelvis? Any rocking movement of your pelvis as you're doing this? You're doing it beautifully, slowly and consciously. And then let that go. And rest for a moment. Take a moment to feel the impact of that. Now reverse the position of your arms. So however you were holding your ribs, hold your ribs with the other hand. There you go. Feels change. So now,
I've changed halfway through there, just caught my
We'll change halfway through this.
so I don't know which way's which.
okay, so were you having discomfort in your elbow? Is that what?
Just to feel the difference,
You're getting ahead of yourself there.
I knew that.
Sometimes the lesson just doesn't move fast enough for you, doesn't Ruben? All right. Too much to do. Okay, so now, while inhaling, you're going to draw in your lower belly, expand your chest, and lift your head to look up. Arching your back. And then when you're exhaling, you're going to expand your lower belly, let your chest flatten, and lower your head to look down and round your back. So you want to bring into your attention the fact that you're bringing your belly in, you're rounding your back. Notice when you put your attention on your spine and think of rounding, does it round more than when you're just thinking of your belly? Yes, it is. So just feel the way your chest rises and lowers with the movement of your head. Kind of focus on one thing at a time here.
That's why golf swing is so difficult. You want to know, keep track of head, both elbows, both knees, your feet, while you're,
Mm-hmm. Now notice the next time that you're beginning to arch your spine and look up, the more you arch your back, the more your chest rises. You'll notice that. So now the next time after you round and you begin to inhale, let your belly push out and your chest rise as your back arches. As you're arching your back, let your belly relax, let your back arch, and your chest kind of move up and out, or move up a little bit, so that you feel your whole spine arching, and let your belly be free to come out. And now the next time that you do it, you're going to do everything the same, except you're going to pull your belly in. Pull your belly in, let your chest rise, and arch your back. And now, slowly exhaling, slowly expand your lower belly and lower your head to look down. Does your chest feel like it expands more easily then? Does your back arch and round more easily? You irritating a shoulder? Okay, one thought I have with that is, as you're rounding, you let your eyes look down and you round. Think of your sternum sliding down and your spine kind of sliding up. And then as you come back, think of your spine sliding down and your sternum sliding up. And it doesn't have to be real forceful, it can be gentle.
So maintaining an equilibrium or just a balance on your
So that they're working, right. Is it easy to maintain the balance on your sit bones? Okay.
if I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm falling off or falling forward or this one. So.
Okay, and then push your belly out. Now, next time you push your belly out, think of pushing your belly out and down towards the chair. And remember, it can all be gentle. It doesn't have to be real forceful. You can just change what you're picturing. Let it all be, really engaging your imagination. And then pause and rest. Sit back in your chair. Sit back in your chair, and now let your back round or slump. Just let your feet be on the floor. Now, what do you notice when you allow yourself to slouch? What happens with your chest? Do you feel how your chest flattens a little bit? Do you feel your breath kind of restricted? Now, notice the muscles in your neck and back. Do they feel strained? Okay, so that's why you don't want to do that. That wasn't in the book. Okay, so now come forward on your chair again. I mean, the slouching was in the book, but my last comment wasn't in the book. Yeah. So, okay, now come to the forward edge of your chair so that your thighs aren't interfering with the move. Now, let your lower back be slightly arched. And so your weight is even on your two sit bones. That's my hand, that doesn't work. Yeah. Okay, now notice, are your neck and shoulders relaxed when you're sitting like this? Do they feel like they're free to move? Your head free to move? Is your head free to move? Your shoulders free to move? Ah, good. That's a very good thing. And just notice, are your muscles relaxed, or do you feel tension any place? Any place holding you up?
I have a spot in my back, but I feel much more relaxed than I did earlier.
So where's the spot in your back? What do you feel in your back?
It's like on the back, but like right here, my shoulder.
Like under your shoulder blade?
Tense, they're always like a rock. So this is an improvement.
Okay. So now notice, pardon?
Well, I'm currently going.
Yeah. And is there a difference in your breathing? What do you notice in your breathing?
A couple of times during this last week or 2 weeks, I guess, I became aware of my breathing, and I started breathing deeply and very slowly, and everything just lightened up. Things like this. I don't know what
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. And often when we think that, that we need more breath, we do this, and that we constrict our abdominal muscles, which restricts it. So if you really do what you said, like you slow way down and just imagine the breath coming in, it makes a difference.
I
Okay.
feel that it's working for me because my face is really tingly right in here. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's a new one.
Okay. Yeah. We all hold tension in different places in ourselves, and so it's always interesting to feel what lets go. Okay, go ahead and stand, and just take a few moments in standing. Let your arms hang. Just put your feet where they're comfortable under you. And your arms hang. Feel how your arms are in relation to your body now. Can you feel your shoulder blades hanging? And if you don't, can you imagine them just dropping down a little? Can you let them go? That's one way to, if you're going to think of straightening yourself up instead of slouching, instead of doing this, what you want to do is just think of your shoulder blades dropping down. Because when you do this, you discombobulate yourself. You put your head out ahead of your spine. It's not the way to fix your posture. So just let everything be. Let your shoulder blades just kind of drop down a little bit. And now feel the way your feet are on the floor. Often your feet are more in contact with the floor, or more of your feet are in contact with the floor, I should say. And just scan from your feet, your heels, through your lower legs to your knees, from your knees to your hip joints. Get a sense of where they are in your pelvis. Get a sense of your sacrum. Feel how you're sitting in your pelvis now. And then scan from your tailbone through your sacrum, through your low back, your mid-back, up between your shoulder blades, all the way to the base of your neck, and then all the way to the base of your head. And then gently, just gently turn your head as if to look a little to the left and a little to the right. And just start out in a small range. And notice if you're breathing. Often we hold our breath when we're focusing on something. And just feel what it's like to look to the left and look to the right. And then go ahead and walk around. Take the changes into movement. And again, just let your attention be in. Notice what you've noticed. Notice the way your feet connect with the floor.
Sense of balance is getting better.
Good.
It's still, every now and then I feel like I'm all of a sudden falling for some reason. But between the Epley maneuver, you ever heard of that?
I don't think so.
Look up BPV, which is benign positional vertigo,
Okay.
and to counteract that, you can do the Epley maneuver, which is no more stranger than what we do here.
All right, that's it for today. Keep on moving well and keep on breathing well.
We here at OCTV cover the local events and government meetings of Oxford, Addison, and Leonard. We also produce and edit programs for you viewers out there. With the leadership of our station manager, Bill Service, we have been a very successful team, winning awards from the state of Michigan for Best Electronic Media, giving attention to our local veterans. We also won awards for excellence in directing and educational programs. With the help of our great new equipment and our technical directors, we write, produce, and broadcast our local news for you. Without our production manager, Terry Stiles, our channel and station wouldn't be the well-oiled machine it is today. She coordinates the editing assignments and shoot schedule with our editors and camera people. OCTV and its communities make a great team.
On Friday, it's Fish Day at the American Legion in Oxford. It runs from noon to 8, and we will have over 300 of our best friends enjoying our fish and our carryout. Sure, we have checked it out, and we have found that we have the best cod and walleye in Michigan. Want dessert? It's all homemade by our auxiliary ladies for just $1. For your vets, we have hats, just $5. On the bar side, here's some of our friends. Hi, everybody. On the museum side, some more friends. Hi again. Where you can check out one of the best military museums in the state. All Friday at the American Legion from noon to 8 at 130 East Drainer Road in Oxford.
We here at OCTV cover the local events and government meetings of Oxford, Addison, and Leonard. We also produce and edit programs for you viewers out there. With the leadership of our station manager, Bill Service, we have been a very successful team, winning awards from the state of Michigan for Best Electronic Media, giving attention to our local veterans. We also won awards for excellence in directing and educational programs. With the help of our great new equipment and our technical directors, we write, produce, and broadcast our local news for you. Without our production manager, Terry Stiles, our channel and station wouldn't be the well-oiled machine it is today. She coordinates the editing assignments and shoot schedule with our editors and camera people. OCTV and its communities make a great team.